Are you sharing your Okay. So welcome everyone. This is Maite. I'm from National Travel Group. So I represent National Seniors Travel, National Travel, and Trade Travel. So I'm so glad that we've actually got a few of you joining the call this morning or this afternoon, sorry. And yeah, I just wanted to pass on to Louise Carroll, who is one of our senior travel consultants. She'll start the presentation. It's a very exciting presentation on rail. So over to you, Louise.
Hi, thanks, Maite. Hi, everyone. Thank you very, very much for joining us today for our Voyage Academy Travel Insights. Today's webinar is with our travel partner, Journey Beyond. We will be joined in a few minutes by Hannah Dare, who will talk to you all about Journey Beyond and the exciting products that they have. Just a little bit of housekeeping before we do start, so that you know today's session is being recorded. And also, as we go through, if you have any questions, can I get you to just pop them into the Q&A at the top of your screen? Just type them in and we'll keep track of them and answer as we go along. Alrighty, so to start with, a little bit about us. We are National Seniors Travel. We are a full service travel agency. We can help you with booking flights, accommodation, tours, rail journeys, cruises, car hire, and we also work with travel insurance. Doesn't matter what you need, we have got you covered there. For those of you in Brisbane, you are able to come and see us at our office in the city. And for those of you that are a little bit further afield, we are able to do phone consultations. We can work with you via email, or we can do video calls as well if you are wanting a face-to-face consult. Okay, and just a little bit about our team. We have a huge team of very experienced consultants. Some of you may have booked through us before and have dealt with even Tracy and Michelle, who have been with the company for about 17 years. And then we've got the rest of the team as well, who have not been here that long, but are still very experienced with their travel. And finally, today for attending, there are going to be some special offers. For you to access those special offers, you do need to book through National Seniors Travel. And Hannah will give you a little bit more background about those when she starts her presentation. All right. And on that note, Hannah, are you?
Good afternoon.
Hi there.
How are you?
Hi, Hannah. I'm going to stop sharing so that you can share yours. Does that sound good to you?
Yeah, give me 2 secs and I'll be able to bring it up and share and all of that sort of good stuff.
There she is. Everyone, this is Hannah from Journey Beyond.
Hi.
Okay, it's all yours, Hannah.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much for having me. Today, it's a rare privilege that I have to do a webinar, so I very much like them. Please, if you have any questions, I'm very, very happy to answer those. We might keep them to the end if you like, if you can remember them. If you can't, you can pop them in the chat and we can look at those if you can't necessarily sort of remember as you're going, because if you're anything like me, sometimes it just disappears out of my head. I get distracted by something else pretty that's happening. So my name is Hannah. I work for Journey Beyond in Queensland. I'm thrilled to be chatting today about the rail. What's going to happen is we'll give a little bit of an overview about what it's like to travel with Journey Beyond, and then we'll start looking at the trains. So we'll be looking at the Ghan, the Indian Pacific, and the Great Southern today. We have an overland service that's a commuter service that's different, and I'd be happy to talk about that separately. And then we also have just some exclusive offers for being here today, and you can access those with the wonderful staff here at National Seniors Travel. So I guess just to start off, Australia is a really wonderful, large country. We have a fantastic country full of things that change, and there's really one way to do it with comfort, and that's by rail, because of all the fabulous fun of rail comes everything sort of comes together in a theatre-like performance. So on board, you've got the stage set as a backdrop. When the whistle, everything sort of whistles by, you've got familiar and friendly service that sort of leads the way with every moment and another glorious memory in the spectacular show. And the food, the cabins, the lounge carriage, the friends you make, the off-travel experiences, sunrises, sunsets. Did we mention the food? Because the food's actually pretty good. It really is a journey of epic proportions that is made very easy by us, by traveling with us. So here's a wee bit of a picture of traveling with us.
We haven't got the sound, Hannah, but I was just looking at this video. It just shows obviously that the packages that you've actually got that incorporate not just a train, but all the elements and experiences in some of these destinations. Yeah.
Yes, I'm sorry, I
Yeah.
wasn't aware that we didn't have the sound on that. Give
Yeah.
me 2 seconds. Is that better?
No, I think when you share, it's okay. I think we can keep going, but when you share, you actually have to click on include sound, and
Yeah,
then it actually will show the sound. But I think just conscious of time, we could probably
no
just keep
worries.
going with it. Yeah.
Okay, I definitely apologize for that because
Oh, good.
I have got the sound included sharing. So again, I'm not sure what is going quite on. I will definitely get a move on, and now I'm sharing something else that's closed and my computer's having an issue. Welcome to technology, everybody, particularly with me. Let's continue on with this one. So, oh my gosh, here we are. Now, can you see everything now?
Yes.
Okay, I have a couple more videos, so fingers crossed.
Okay.
that we actually work that one out. I'm not sure of how many people are familiar with Vintage Rail. So Vintage Rail is a new product for Journey Beyond. We purchased it last year, and our inaugural service under the Journey Beyond banner starts this year. So where it's very similar to our other big three trains is in the all-inclusiveness. So you get all your meals, all your beverages, all your accommodation. And if you sort of think of like rail as an on-land cruise, you've got all of your shore activities included as well. So this one is a little bit different in that it doesn't necessarily cover all sorts of spaces or places. It leaves from Sydney and it explores rural New South Wales. So there's 3 separate itineraries that we have. They leave from Sydney Central on a Monday morning and then come back on a Friday night. So where we differ in the big trains is instead of the Indian Pacific having to cover 4,352 kilometres in the set time, we've got 5 days to cover a certain amount of time, nowhere near that far, and we actually stable the train at night. So it's pulled up at perhaps less used station, and we lock the train at night, so everybody's got their accommodation on board there, and they're able to stay in their cabins overnight. So it means that it's not moving, which can be a really attractive thing for those who are not very keen on the movement at night. The Riverina is a highlight for us as a sales team. That was one that we were really excited to hear about because of all of the connections that we have with local producers in the area and sort of trying out their local products. And also the North Coast making its way all the way up to Byron Bay. And there's also a solar train that's up there that we do as an off-train activity in that area as well. So that is one of our newer products on the trains. We've got a number of different packages that we sort of have around. One of my favorites is the Great Western Wonders, which is on the Indian Pacific. It includes some time in Perth and then some flights up to Exmouth for the Ningaloo Reef. We've also got different sort of options across our land and sea packages, and you can explore Perth with Rottnest. We also have some fantastic packages that include our multi-train packages. So you can sort of start in Darwin and finish in Perth, or vice versa. You can start in Brisbane and finish in Perth. We have some rail and sail packages with our fabulous partners. So, for example, with Princess, you would start in Sydney on the Indian Pacific. For the 2026 itinerary, we've got a picture of our brochure here, which is also available to be digitally downloaded as well if you didn't want a hard copy. But you'd start in Sydney on the Indian Pacific, head all the way to Perth. We've got some time in Perth. I think it's about 4 nights to explore around Perth, head out to Rottnest Express, say hello to the wee quackers, and then sort of get on at Fremantle with Princess and head all the way around on the Northern Explorer itinerary. We've got those as a feature with Princess. We also have Kimberley cruising with Penant. And you can hook that up leaving from either Broome or Darwin to explore the Kimberley. And we've got packages with them where you can either explore it by land as well. So you do some touring and then a cruise with our Outback Spirit product, or you can combine it with the Ghan expedition or the legendary Ghan as well. So those are some fantastic commercial partners that we have, and we do rail and sail, and for 2026 our packages are out now for those as well. Let's hit the Ghan. So for those who are unaware, this is our 96th season running the Ghan. The expedition famously runs south to between Darwin and Adelaide. So it's the longer itinerary. It's 4 days and 3 nights. It's, as I said, 96th season, and it runs somewhere around the 900 or so meters long, just depending on how many carriages that we have on board. So that's the 900 and a bit meters is somewhere around the 36 carriages long, and that can change. So on this one happens to be the most popular for the clients who really want to sort of immerse themselves in the destination, who want to find out a little bit more and sort of spend more time off train. So it begins from a morning departure in Darwin, and then it's 2,979 k's long. Once you're settled into your private cabin, you've got a crew staff member that'll run you through all of the facilities, book in your meal times, confirm your off-train experiences if you haven't decided on those. They'll help you select, and they'll also show you the lounge so you can mingle with your fellow travellers and sample some of the food and wine and service before we head into Catherine in the afternoon. So the things that are available on the expedition that are not available in the opposite direction would be famously our Alice Springs Telegraph Station dinner. So we're having dinner under the stars in Alice one night, and then Coober Pedy features on this itinerary next. It doesn't feature on the northbound, and this one you get to explore Coober Pedy. So you go from literally having a dinner outside in Alice Springs to having a dinner in a underground setting for lunch the next day. Can you hear this?
The Ghan expedition has some truly unique dining experiences.
Yeah, it's perfect now.
The dinner in Alice Springs is incredible. It's a beautiful dinner location at the Telegraph Station. It's great to see everyone come together and share this experience over a classic outback barbecue. As the sun goes down, everyone's just captivated by the famous outback night sky. It's truly special. The lunch in Coober Pedy is a favourite. What better way to experience the town's opal mining history than having lunch underground in a working mine? It's not every day you can enjoy dinner under the stars one day and lunch underground the next. These are the truly unique moments you'll find on the Ghan expedition.
Now, the legendary Ghan, or the northbound Ghan, regular Ghan, whatever you would like to call it, this one is a completely different experience to the Ghan expedition. It's definitely a more sort of relaxed pace of life, and it has more time to sit on the train and sort of watch those landscapes change. So it's really suited to the guests who really want to experience train life. And the experiences in the destination, the off trains, are still included, but some of them might only be like a half day just because we've got to cover the same amount of Ks just in a shorter amount of time. So you get to explore sort of some time in Alice Springs. You've got the sunset in Manuri, and you've also got some time in Catherine. I did this experience last year, and Catherine Gorge, and going through there, honestly, I've never seen a place so pretty in my life. It almost made me believe in the Matrix because I didn't believe that it could possibly be real. It was an absolutely stunning place. And the travel person from Tourism Northern Territory that I was traveling with, so we were hosting a bunch of agents, she just said I never even bother taking photos because it doesn't do them justice, and I would absolutely confirm it. It's a beautiful part of the country to spend some time in. Our Indian Pacific, this is 50 odd sort of years old transcontinental journey. You've got to follow in the footsteps of, you know, sort of those legendary adventurers and gold prospectors and sort of bush pioneers that pushed through from Sydney all the way through to Perth. The Indian Pacific averages somewhere around sort of like the 730, 750 meters long, and it's about 29 or 30 carriages long, just depends on the needs at the time and operationally. This one's got a new itinerary for 2025. So 5 days, 4 nights. We start a little bit later in the afternoon, which means that Kalgoorlie is now a morning experience. So we've changed that up. We've got an evening experience at Cook. So it's off train for stargazing, port and chocolate. And honestly, the different sort of sky and the absence of light, because how much light does a town of 50 people generate? Not that much. So we get to stop in at Cook. It's a wee bit later than on the previous itinerary, but it's a really lovely experience there to still sort of stop and see all of those stars. What really we've been looking to do that's similar to the Ghan expedition is we've got a feature dinner, and this one is at the an off-train experience at the Barossa Valley at Seppeltsfeld Winery. So we've got breakfast at lunch on board, and then we have dinner at Seppeltsfeld Winery. We've got the traditional firing of the barrel, and an exclusive menu has been designed just for us, and we have our platinum guests that get a special treat of some vintage tawny port there. Our coast to coast, our Sydney to Perth. This one has had an update of our adventures sort of in Adelaide. So you'll notice that there's we can do city tours in Adelaide. We can also look at McLaren Vale, and we can check out Hahndorf as well as some of our off-train experiences. I can recommend, we had the rail operations team show off for us at our conference in November, and the McLaren Vale winery experience was beautiful. There was a lovely tour, and the food was tremendous, and it was just wonderful. It was at a Penfolds winery, and it was fantastic just to see like the handwritten labels on the bottles of Penfold Grange going back however long. It was a really wonderful experience there. We have our Great Southern, and I'm not sure how many of you are aware, the Great Southern operates when we don't operate the Ghan through wet season. So from December to February, today was the last trip of the Great Southern leaving Adelaide for Brisbane. So we'll start that one back up in December after we conclude the running of the Ghan, because we don't, as I said, we don't run that through wet season. So you can travel on the Ghan from Brisbane to Adelaide and call it the Great Southern. Again, there's different itineraries in either direction. The Great Southern tends to be a wee bit shorter, about 600 or so meters long. And this season is the first season that we've been able to have guests disembark and finish their trip with us in Melbourne. So you would be getting off at the Melbourne stations, and your luggage would be following you. You don't have to carry it around through your off-train experiences in Melbourne. It will find you at Eureka 89 after you've had your lunch. When everybody else gets on the coaches to head back to and rejoin the train, you'll be heading off to the rest of your journey in Melbourne, whatever you're sort of wanting to do, which is a really nice experience. You can take the train down and catch the tennis and that sort of thing in for the Australian Open or something like that. So it's a lovely experience, and we've got some festive departures for those as well. If you don't fancy cleaning up after Christmas, which to be fair is me, I've been hosting the past few years, and last year I thought actually I wouldn't mind getting on the train for that. So the Coffs Harbour dinner experience on the Great Southern absolutely looks exactly like that. On the Hunter Valley wine excursions for the off-train experiences, they open up wineries especially for us. And in Melbourne, you've got the choice. You can do like a guided tour of the Victorian Art Gallery, which I did because I wasn't traveling with my husband, because he wouldn't do that with me. I would be going to the MCG, which is another option for touring there. And you can also have a look through the Melbourne Jail as well. So those are guided touring options before we have the lunch at Eureka 89. In all of our trains, we have the exact same service levels. So I'll just play a brief video so you get a picture of those.
Journey Beyond are the proud operators of the Ghan, Indian Pacific, Great Southern, and the Overland. All our journeys differ in destinations and experiences, with the same exceptional service on board. The Ghan, Indian Pacific and Great Southern journeys are all inclusive of off-train excursions, fine wines, beverages and dining. For the discerning traveller, Platinum service adds an enhanced level of sophistication to the journey. Stylishly appointed, spacious suites with full-size ensuite. Expansive window views from both sides of the train and exclusive use of the Platinum Club carriage. By day, the cabin is configured as a private lounge with deluxe seating, a table and 2 ottomans. By night, the lounge converts to a comfortable bedroom with either a double or twin bed. Exclusive to Platinum guests, the Platinum Club offers a daytime lounge setting with adaptable dining options for either small or larger groups. The Platinum host will be available to serve drinks, cocktails and barista coffee. Our highly experienced onboard culinary teams work closely with local suppliers, farmers and providores, sourcing the finest ingredients to create innovative, regionally inspired menus accompanied by all-inclusive fine wines and beverages. The Outback Explorer Lounge is the social hub for Gold Service guests. The perfect setting to get to know fellow travellers, enjoy a beverage or a snack, and catch glimpses of the passing landscapes through the wide picture windows. Regionally inspired fine wines and dining is all included in the fare. We serve our 3-course meals in the Queen Adelaide restaurant. Gold Service twin cabins are the most popular level of service on board. The private cabin features an ensuite and a 3-seater lounge where guests can relax and watch the world go by. At night, the lounge converts to an upper and lower sleeping berth. Our Gold Service single cabins are the perfect option for a solo traveller. They feature a single-seated chair and table during the day, and at night a single bed. For guests with mobility restrictions, Gold Access cabins are available on request. For more details, please contact our travel centre, your local travel agent, or visit our website.
So to briefly recap, I've stayed in Gold Service in the single and the twins. My husband is quite tall and broad, and so for us as a couple traveling in 2 singles opposite each other works very well because the bathrooms here in the shared facilities are a little bit larger than the twin ensuite. So that works for us. We have a lot of guests traveling as couples but staying as solos, so that can be another option, particularly if you don't like the bunk beds in the twins, because the lie flats that we have will first be in platinum. Gold Premium featured first this season, and it's just again sort of like a premium upgrade. There's a couple of extra inclusions, for example, like the newly renovated cabins. Here we've also got an exclusive lounge and dining, so extra amenities there, a premium level sort of step up in terms of the drinks offerings, and we mentioned food right at the start. You get an extra course at dinner with Gold Premium. On our Platinum service, this is our lie flat beds. So if you're wanting a double or a twin service and eating, we also have the option of nightcaps, morning and afternoon tea, and also breakfast service in your cabins with Platinum, as well as private chauffeured transfers to and from each major station within about, I think it's 60 kilometres of distance. From April 2026, we have the Aurora and the Australis suites. So these are very generously proportioned, both with a separate bedroom and each featuring a queen bed. And this I have to show the bathroom because it's amazing that something this beautiful and large for a bathroom can feature on a train. So it's beautiful. The Aurora suite is currently 2 times the size of a platinum cabin. The Australis is 3 times the size. It features quality Australian hospitality in the butler service that we offer, private fine room, in-room dining, private excursions. Off the train, you've also got the unlimited luggage, the unpacking service. There's a pillow menu. So there's a whole host of things that are included with the suites, and they're coming to all trains from April 2026. For coming today and speaking with us, we've got some exclusive deals just for national seniors. So if you're booking the 2026 travel, we have our advanced purchase fares that are out at the moment, and you can get a further $200 per person off those, and that is just for being on the call today. And then we also have our exclusive deal on the Ghan. This is for travel in 2025. So travel in gold class in 2025, $1,000 off per person. So if that's in either direction, and that is exclusive to national seniors. So you will need to get in touch with the fantastic team to secure those. We've also got deals you can stay free. This isn't combinable. Just to hit that one, it's not combinable with the $1,000 off. But if you can't find the dates that suit, across May to August, we've got 3 days in Adelaide or 3 days in Darwin. Got a harbour cruise in Darwin added on and a Barossa Valley trip when you're staying with us in Adelaide. So we've got some freebies there, and we've got some offers on our solo travellers for travel for 2025 on the Indian Pacific as well. So the team at National Seniors will be able to look after all of those for you, and I am very happy to have any questions or anything like that.
Thank you, Hannah. That was really good presentation, great updates there. Just a question in regards to those beautiful suites. They're amazing. How much, like, what's the pricing guidelines in regards to those suites when they get released in 2026?
What do you reckon, Louise? I didn't hear any questions, did you?
Sorry, Hannah. Question? We don't have any questions in the chat at the moment.
Can you hear me?
I can't hear you now. I don't know what's going on there.
Can you hear me? No?
Okay. Louise, can you hear me?
I can hear you,
If you have any
Monty.
questions, it might be
Okay.
helpful to put it in the chat.
Yeah. I'm just actually adding a question on the chat. So if anybody else would like.
It depends on which direction and which way you're going. They are more than the platinum. They're not double the platinum. So I think I've seen on the northbound Ghan, Aurora would be, I think I've seen it for a 12. It would depend on seasons as well. And we've also got the Australis, which is 18. And then platinum is either 5 or 7, just depending, again, seasonally in which direction. So they're all on sale now, available to book you guys in the for your customers there.
So can you hear me, Hannah? No.
Absolutely. It depends on obviously time of year, but definitely with Penant, they're a fantastic, the European hospitality. Their blends really well with our sort of platinum hospitality as well. So it's like a lovely seamless experience. So they have, I think it's 11-day itineraries that either start in Broome, so you can explore all like the Kimberley coast and experience that beautiful hospitality in that part of the world, seeing those gorgeous itineraries and those little sort of special touches that Penant guests receive. And then we've got like a night in Darwin, and then you can tour down with the Ghan. So for 2026, we definitely have options with those. We've also got packages that I think are still available for 2025. And if they're not featured in our holiday packages section, so you can have a look and see what features there and like under the Ghan and then our holiday packages. If they're not necessarily featured there, then that's something that we're able to sort of make up for you. So the National Seniors sort of travel team can obviously pop that together if you've got specific dates that we don't have those specific ones there for you. But we hold an allocation with the cruise line, so it means that sort of we're holding the cabin. So it might work out that there's not any directly, and we've got some that are still held and available if it's really popular itineraries. But Penant is an absolutely stunning way to see the Kimberley. Configuration of the cabins for Vintage Rail. This is very similar to the Gold. The Vintage Rail was actually the Southern Aurora, which was a sleeper between Sydney and Melbourne in sort of like the 60s, 70s and early 80s. The cabins have been restored. So if we remember, before everything was, you know, bigger, larger, extra super size, the cabins are a wee bit smaller than those in Gold, and they've got the harking back to the vintage charm of the pull down basins and the pull down loos in the ensuites there. So it definitely has some vintage charm, but it is bunks in those, and we do have solo cabins for those as well. So very similar to the Gold level in the big 3 trains.
Okay, so
no worries.
If anybody has any questions, please feel free to add it on the chat. Otherwise, we'll finish the call, and just want to thank everyone for joining this, and don't hesitate to contact National Seniors Travel if you want to inquire about any departures or any of the packages that Hannah has actually spoken about. So you can call or email or send us an inquiry form. Okay. Thank you, Hannah.
You're
Thank
very
you,
welcome.
Hannah.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank
All right,
you,
thank you
everyone,
so
for
much for
joining.
having me.
Okay. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.